Montalvo with David A. Tobias, Director of the Oakcrest Marching Ambassadors. How you doing today, Mr. Tobias?
Fine.
Mr. Tobias, could you please tell us how long you have been teaching at Oakcrest High School and Director of the Marching Ambassadors?
I've been here since 1964, so I guess that would make it 22. This is my 22nd year. Prior to that, I was at Atlantic City High School for 1 year, and before that, I taught at Teachers College, Columbia University for 2 years, and before that, I was 2 years at Northern Lebanon High School in Pennsylvania. I've been teaching high school for 25 years.
Do you think that the Marching Ambassadors have come a long way in the past 22 years since you have been involved?
Most definitely, especially in the field of competition. I think before I came here, there was another band director here for 2 years, and it was very difficult to get the band even to think that they would march out in the field for a halftime show, because they usually sat in the stands and just played. And I know that when I first started, I would even march on the field, and that has really changed because no directors are allowed in the field anymore. We couldn't even compete in the state of New Jersey because they had no competition. We would go out of state, like the Cherry Blossom Festival Parade or the Festival States in St. Petersburg, Florida. And in the last 15 or 16 years, it has really turned around, and competition is really keen in the state of New Jersey. And we put out some of the best marching bands in the country.
When a student joins the activity, what do you hope he will gain, whether he marches 1 year or 4 years?
Well, we try to instill a sense of pride, just trying to get along like a giant family. And I think that we really do a very good job in doing this, because the kids really learn how to get along with each other. They learn how to win, they learn how to lose, and I would say if they're in the band, they really learn how to fundraise, because that's the way we get our money to go on a lot of trips out of state.
I also have read that you have judged within the state and out of the state. Could you please tell us a little bit about this?
Well, it's one way which we got a lot of experience as far as doing a lot of different ideas. I've judged at the Kentucky Derby and in Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, and then by doing that, then we took our band down there and we knew what to expect. Judged at the St. Petersburg Festival States at least 5 or 6 times, and we've taken our band there 5 times. I've judged in Virginia, San Antonio, Texas. I would say a lot of states outside of New Jersey. I don't really judge that much in New Jersey because I make it a practice not to judge the bands that we usually compete with.
Then it does help you knowing what judges like and what really gets them excited with your show?
We think so, but sometimes we don't really know what the judges like. But I would say that there are a lot of good ideas out there in the other parts of the country, and we usually try to, what we say, steal a good idea, but not from our own backyard.
Out of all your competitions this season, how many were first place?
Well, I think we went to approximately 8 competitions before the chapter championship and the Atlantic Coast Championship. Overall, we won 8 first places and 1 second place. And in special awards, I think we won about 10 first place awards. So we had about 19 first place awards going into the chapter championship, where we won first place for the 3rd year in a row. And then we went to Atlantic Coast Championship, where we won first place for the state of New Jersey, but we were 3rd overall out of the 25 bands.
When a student joins the activity, what do you hope he will gain, whether he marches 1 year or 4 years?
Well, we try to instill a sense of pride, just trying to get along like a giant family. And I think that we really do a very good job in doing this, because the kids really learn how to get along with each other. They learn how to win, they learn how to lose, and I would say if they're in the band, they really learn how to fundraise, because that's the way we get our money to go on a lot of trips out of state.
Do you consider being a part of the band an educational experience after he leaves high school?
It's educational, definitely, because the places that we go, I would say our seniors were in Canada, in Florida, and Norfolk, Virginia last year. They meet a lot of people from a lot of different states, because there's usually at least 7 or 8 different states where we are. It's very educational. And it's a very good experience for the kids when they go to college, because today I think college just not want students for good academic work, but they really want them to be able to be well-rounded, and I think the band really gives them this.
Do you get a lot of support at your competitions from the school and the student body?
I think that Oakcrest is really lucky, because not only do we get our parents and friends that are involved with the kids that are in the band, but we also get the football team, and we have the soccer team helping us with props. Like last year we did the Firebird Suite, and they put up the props in the back. It really helps, and I think the kids really get turned on when we have 100% effort throughout the whole school. It really is appreciative.
Every year you take a band on a yearly trip. Where are you planning on going this year?
We're going to Disney World in Florida, and the deal is going to be, what we're working on right now is, it's going to be a parade competition, and it's going to be a concert competition, but doing the type of concert that we do. It's like a stand-up concert using different props and costumes, and we will be scored, and there will be 10 bands from all over the country, and there will be 4 times when 10 bands are coming from over the country. In other words, there's 40 bands that are in the competition altogether. After the whole competition is over, they will pick one band that was outstanding and had the highest score, and that one band will come back to Florida the following year free of charge. They will stay 1 week, have all access to the park and the theme shows, and all expenses paid. So we're going to try for that this year.
In Oakcrest, you teach an instrumental class. Is all or most of your kids in the band in your class? And does this help them in any way for the band in the following year?
Well, in the instrumental music classes, we have some kids that might not be turned on with marching band and just like to play an instrument. So those students are there. We have some students that are interested in playing an instrument, but they didn't do it in grade school, or they couldn't afford it in grade school, or they weren't turned on in grade school. So we have some of those students that are there. I would say that half of the instrumental students that I have now are trying to get into the marching band, and will most definitely be in by next year. So it's a good class for a kid to learn an instrument if he didn't get a chance to get an instrument.
This has been Vijay Montalvo with Mr. Tobias. Thank you.
Thank you.